as well. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with, at the very beginning we're going to see, let's get some idea on IELTS, how IELTS is structured. Then we'll move on to the other stuff. Let's. Okay, so let's start with our, IELTS overall structure. So I'm going to let you know how IELTS is structured. IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System. Okay, and the highest you can get is 9, and you can register for this exam on 2 days. That has been the case all these years. Due to COVID, there could be some changes in the the day you can register, but it's on Saturday and Thursday. Okay, so there are 4 sections, as you know, most of you know. It's listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So you'll be giving these 3 sections, so listening, reading, and writing on one day, it could be on Saturday or Thursday, and speaking on a separate day. It's not on, if you are sitting on Saturday, it's not going to take place on Saturday. If you sit on Thursday, it's not going to take place on Thursday, some other day. It's going to be 1 week, within 1 week, after Thursday or before Thursday, or the same goes with the Saturday. A week, within a week after Saturday, or within a week before Saturday. Okay, so listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So the listening, the highest you can get is 9. The reading, the highest you can get is 9. Writing, the highest you can get is 9. And the speaking, the highest you can get is 9. Okay. And whatever you get in this 4 sections, if you add it up, and if you divided it by 4, that's your IELTS. So it's an average score. Basically, you are getting an average score. The average is your IELTS score. On that very day, it could be on Saturday, or it could be on Thursday. You start with the listening section. It lasts for around 40 minutes. The reading, then immediately after that, you get the reading section. Reading section lasts for 60 minutes, and the writing section also lasts for 60 minutes. So basically, it's a 2-hour, 40 minutes exam basically, on that given day. But if this, as I mentioned, speaking test takes place on a separate day, so I'm not adding it up. So on that very day, it's a 2 hour 40 minutes, but it takes a little bit more time because you'll have to, you know, say in between these listening and reading, in between reading and writing, they take, they take up more time. So basically, I think it's 3 hour 30 minutes altogether, around 1 hour by 4:30 to almost 5, 4:30 to 5. So you start the exam at 1 o'clock, around 1 o'clock, and it lasts for 4:30 to 4:45. And as I mentioned, you give the speaking test on a separate day. It lasts for 11 to 40 minutes. Okay. Let's see the listening section. What happens in the listening sections? You have 4 sections. You have 40 questions, and each question is carrying 1 mark. And so it's a 40-mark exam. If you can get 40 or 39 of those right in your academic module, you're going to get a 9 out of 9. If you get a 36, 37 to 38, you get a 8.5, 35, 36, 8. This is how it works. The same goes with the reading section as well. So it's also 40 questions, and you'll have to cover 3 passages. In between listening and reading, there are 12 or 13 types of questions. The questions are, a few questions are a little bit difficult than the others, but most of them are easy. In listening, as I mentioned, it's a 40 exam, but the audio, there will be audio. It will play for around 30 minutes. And after that, you'll get 10 extra minutes to transfer your answer to an answer sheet. And in the reading section, you should remember that we are not going to get that 10 extra minutes like the listening section. So you'll have to complete writing your answers to the answer sheet within that 1 hour time, and at the same time you'll have to solve those 3 passages. And in the writing section, it's basically, if you talk about the academic module, there will be 2 tasks, task 1 and task 2. Task 1, basically you are writing a report, you do 150 words report, and they suggest you to spend 20 minutes on that. So it could be a pie chart. They might ask you to write any of these. It could be a pie chart, it could be a bar chart, it could be a line chart, it could be a table chart, it could be a map, it could be a process diagram, it could be a flow chart. And there's another section that's not section, there's another part of the writing section, and it carries 6 marks. Out of that 9, it's an essay. You'll have to write a 250-word essay and 40 minutes. They will give you 40 minutes. Opinion essay, what type of? They are opinion essay, discussion essay, problem solution essay, advantage and disadvantage essay, and double question essay. So these are the 5 types of essay they give you, and you'll have to write one of them. But there's no option, just you'll be given one type and you'll have to write that. Okay, and in the speaking test, it takes place on a separate day. You have part 1, part 2, and part 3. Part 1, basically, they're going to ask if you question about you. They want to know about you, and part 2, in part 1 it lasts for 4 to 5 minutes. Part 2 is a cue card. They ask if you, they ask you to give a speech for around 1 to 2 minutes on a given topic, and that's a cue card. Given topic, you'll get 1 minute prep time, and then you'll have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes on that topic. And the part 2 is basically extension on a part 2. Is on the same theme, and part 2 these are going to be a follow-up questions. They're going to ask you a few follow-up questions. Follow-up means some extended question on the same topic. Okay, so if the cue card is on your best friend, describe your best friend, the part 3 will be on, about friendships, or whether the, the cat, whether friendship, over the years, whether the friendship, the nature of friendship has changed, this type of questions. Okay, so basically we have the listening, reading, writing, and the speaking section. So let's move on to. So we can. I can show you a little bit of say this is a sample listening test. I'm sorry, this is sample. This answer. This is the listening test. So this part 1, 1 to 10. So this is part 2. It's 11 to 13, and then they move on to up to 20. Then you have the this is what this is the third section, and this is the fourth section. Usually, the first and the second section are pretty easy, but third and fourth section sometimes. Usually, mostly this kind of multiple choice. These those are quite challenged. So people sometimes have problem with that, and this is the fourth. Usually people also face problem with the fourth section. Sometimes it depends on the topic as well. Okay, so we can just have a look at the at the reading as well. So this is the reading, and we can. This is the reading. This is passage 1. This is passage 2, and this is passage 3. And you have 40 questions spread across these three passages, and you'll have to answer. In order to get a good score, you must answer all 3 of these. Okay, and this is task 1 and task 2. You can have a look. This is writing task 1, and this is writing task 2. This is an essay, and this is the graph we are talking about. And okay, so this is pretty much everything, and we are going to start. Now we will start our speaking session, and after we are done with this speaking session, we'll move on to our reading session, and then hopefully, if we get time, we'll move on to our writing part. Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay, good evening. How are you? Anjun, how are you today? Are you there?
Sir, I'm doing wonderful, sir.
Wonderful.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and Ashna, how are you? Ashna,
yeah, I'm doing well, thanks, sir.
Fine. So you had work today? Oh no, today.
No, I don't have it.
I think it's afternoon, huh? It's afternoon time.
Yeah.
Country, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you took rest today, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're fine. Okay, so we have only 2 students. So let me ask you a few questions, huh? Let's practice. We need to practice. Let me ask you practice, Anjun and Ashna. Okay, Ashna, do you think that? Okay, probably I asked this question before, so if I remember. Do you think it's important for people to laugh, or it's not that much essential? Is it important?
Laughing, of course, it's important. Sometimes it is just like it gives you happiness, but not for all the things.
Okay, so what about you? You tend to laugh all the time?
No, not all the time. There
Not
should
all
be
the
a
time. I'm
reason.
saying that, yes.
There
Okay,
should be
but
a reason.
okay, balance. There should be a balance. Okay, so uh, do you watch do you watch comedy movies? And while watching those, do you laugh a lot? Do you like watching comedy movies? Comedies?
No, it's not. No, I don't like it. Sometimes
You,
there are some movies that they have some parties that's for laughing. It's okay, but not always.
oh, you okay? So you love to watch, a movie for 2 hours, 3 hours? Are you into movies?
Not that much. Maybe one time in a month. Because I don't have such time actually. That's why
Okay,
I'm
okay, okay.
trying to
That's
use my time.
okay. I see, I see. That's fine. Okay. So let me ask. Anjum, can I ask you? Who
Yeah, sure,
tends
sir.
to enjoy national celebrations more, young people or old people?
Sir, could you please ask the question again?
Okay, okay. So just a moment. So I was asking that who tends to enjoy national celebrations more, young people or old people?
I think that depends on that what is the events like. If the events is if it is the time for celebrating our national things like our Independence Day, at that time I think young people just do a part uh, than the elder people. So I think that it depends on person or the program.
Okay, fine. Okay, so are some parts of a country colder than others? Do you think that some parts in our country are colder
Uh,
than others in our
um,
country, or not really?
I I don't know about the geographical things. I'm very bad at these things, but I think that there are some parts of Bangladesh where the weather is so cold. So, but sir,
Is
I
it
don't
is
know.
it, is it consistently cold there or not really? And
It
Bangladesh,
is
Bangladesh doesn't seem to be a very large country. So when you have and sometimes probably the topography, the terrain also make that particular place, less hot. So is there any part in our country, that what you feel, should be more um, colder than other parts? Is there any chance? Could be. What do you think about Chittagong Hill tracks? Do you think it should be very hot or relatively cold?
I think that the hilly area is comparatively cold because there is enough trees so that the area can be so cold and not so cold, can be cold.
Also the altitude can make it some
Yeah.
part. So
Yes.
some part. Okay, okay. And they have lots of trees, as you mentioned, huh?
Right.
Greenery. Okay, could be. So let me ask you that. Why do you think some school teachers use competition as class activities? Is there any particular reason for that?
I think that just because of this approach, students just start to think about that this world is really competitive. So we have to just make ourselves better than the other candidates. So I think that teachers are doing in order to explain the students. So that's thing.
So that's how it works. Fine. Okay. Maruf, are you there? Hello? Maruf? Maruf? Oh. Okay. So Okay, you say, Ashna, can I ask you? If you could change your name, would you?
Actually, I like my name.
You don't have any problem with that.
Yeah.
Do you think that, the names of the movie stars, movie actresses are better than yours or not really? Their names seems to be fancy, more fancier.
Yeah, sometimes it depends on the person. Sometimes when you see some people, they have a good belief and behavior, so it makes you to like their name, even their personality. That's why sometimes maybe you like their name more than
Okay,
yours.
okay. So, what if you get into movie? Just assume. So, are you going to keep this name, Ashna, or you might change it because they need more different kind of names? So, do you think
Maybe
this? You might,
yeah,
if you get into
maybe
movies, there could be a reason, huh? Okay,
yeah,
fine. Does your name have any special meaning?
yeah. My name, it means Ashna. It means becoming familiar with something new.
Something new. And is
Yeah,
your name common or unusual in
yeah.
your
It's a common name in my country.
ashram? Oh, ashram is new. Ashram is it new? Huh? Something innovative?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, so Maruf, are you there? Maruf? Okay, Anjan, let me ask you. So, what types of products are advertised most often on TV? What do you think? Is there any particular kinds of products that are very often advertised?
Yes, that most of the time I have seen that the company which just produce food food, so they are just uh,
So
it's
they
just
advertise more,
yes, they
more.
advertise more in order to just that people can just buy more things and buy just know about their products.
Okay.
So that's
What
why
about
they are.
other products? They also need to make people aware. So why it's so different about foods?
I think that peoples have a different taste. So every day, the company try to just create a new food so that, and just for this reason, they just try to advertise more so that people just aware about their new food.
Okay,
But
they become aware. Huh.
yes,
Okay, so do you think that people? What about you? Do you pay enough attention to adverts on TV or not really? TV
uh,
or it could be on social media or anything. Are you into ads?
no, not like that. I don't believe on advertisement because most of the time they just uh, tell lie and they just don't show the right or the core of their product. So I don't want to into advertisement, so I always check out the products physically. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, you tend to you know go. So you're not an online person then, online shopping person.
No. uh, uh, First of all, that I have not enough money to buy uh, online things.
No,
And
no, you don't have to. I'm saying that there could be cheaper things as well. It doesn't have to be. You might even buy a thing of 100 taka as well. So
okay.
not necessarily that online, but uh, have you bought lots of things online?
No. In my life, I have never bought
You have
anything
never bought.
from online.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so what? I mean, you don't believe them. Sometimes
Not
that
like
could.
that.
Uh,
Sometimes some of my friends told me that some online companies or the some online websites are doing very good jobs. They just provide the real products to the consumers. But as you have mentioned me that I'm not an online person, so that's
mhm.
why I do not like to just go for
Okay,
shopping
okay, fine, fine.
virtually.
But hopefully in the future, if things works out, or if you have good companies,
Yes.
people might there are so many factors. You know, if you're
Yes.
living somewhere not in Dhaka, not in a big place, you know, so in that case you might even need that. Okay, let's see what happens.
Okay.
So, what's the future of online marketing in Bangladesh? What do you think? Is it does it have prospect, a big
Yes,
prospect, or no?
I think that it will enhance more than that we have right now, because people are being so busy, and they will be being more busy. So people won't have more time to go to the market to buy something. So I think that just due to these reasons, the online uh, project will be just enhanced. So
Okay, enhance in the future.
yeah.
Fine, fine. Okay, so okay, Mahmudul, how are you?
Hello, sir. How are you? I'm fine, sir.
I'm fine. So, what do you think cinemas will close down in the future in Bangladesh? You know, at least many cinema halls. Is there any chance for that in a
Yes, sir.
given the COVID stuff? You know.
Sir, I think Bangladeshi cinema industry is trying to shape towards online platform like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and I think Bangladesh in cinema industry would also follow the same trends. We can see outside our country, India, where the most of the new content are coming through the online platform like Netflix or Hotstar or some Amazon Prime. So I also think that Bangladesh already did doing some really good job. For example,
Oh,
recently I have seen an online TV series which was released in the apps called Bingi. So it's really proved that Bangladesh has a really good potential uh, cinema industries in the online actually. So they can do really good job.
okay. So, let me. Ashna, are you there? Ashna.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
sir.
what about the movie industry in your place? Can you, in short, can you talk about what's the local movies? Do you have a local movie industry?
Yeah, we have it actually. We have a lots of movies, and most of the time they are showing the movies, especially in the month of Ramadan,
The
because
month
the
of
people,
Ramadan. Okay, people
yeah,
are staying at home.
yeah,
Okay, what about cinema halls? Do you have a lot of cinema halls in your
yeah,
place?
we have it, but it's not that much.
No, it's not that many. Okay, so